best wishes for the Lunar New Year in China. Today there are many activities such as the temple fairs. So we especially come to Hohhot at the temple fair, which is the representation of Dongcang Empire. The temple fair now begins. The relative actors have been in place. The theme is the representation of Dongcang Empire. The key concept here is time travel. Why is this theme? The host has told us that we want to use the temple fair to represent the Dongcang Empire about 400 years ago. We want to represent the heydays of the Hohhot. We also want to represent the folklores of the people in ancient times. I believe you'd expect this live streaming. Now, we'll go through the time travel to lead you to the ancient empire 400 years ago. First, we should introduce you some historical knowledge. As we said, the theme is representation of the Dongcang Empire. So what is Dongcang? First, we begin with the Dazhao Temple. There is a bronze statue not far away from us. His name is Ka Han. The temple is famous in Hohhot. The Guihua city is an ancient city in Hohhot.
一定要看一下。
换了一个地址。
换了一个。
说这个时代。
那么现在我们这边的信号还是有点卡顿，但是现在呢，我们可以通过我们的这个实时信号来看一看我的同事黎兵他在里面所做的直播的一些准备的情况。
You can see our live streaming through our through our real-time signals. By my side is my colleague, Mr. Li Bing. How long have you been working on the temple fairs? I have 6 years of experience in the intangible cultural heritage. In Hohhot, what kind of culture can we see? Because it is the riverbank of the Yellow River. The cultural traditions have combined the tribes. The herdsmen and the farming culture. We can have a closer look at this. In Hohhot, Inner Mongolia, we can see such kind of culture, combination of the nomadic culture and farming culture. The actors' actions, the tunes, are deeply related and be integrated with the long tunes of the Inner Mongolian people. So it's unique. From this day till the 15th day of the Lunar New Year, there will be 6 temple views which are diversified. If you are interested in these kind of cultures, you may as well come to this place to taste the delicious food and enjoy the folklores here.
那现在通过镜头来看一看我们这边这个当当车，这个绿皮车，这好像也是今年过年刚弄的是吧？
是17年就已经有了
The green vehicle is in place in the Lunar New Year, right? It was in place in 2017. It's a cruise bus. It's different from the traditional ordinary buses. Its roots are around the famous historical resorts. So here I would also like to advertise this place. You may as well come to this place. It is full of surprises. We'll just pass by a tall wall. It's the Saima wall. Just now we have seen in our opera, there is an actor whose name is Wang Quanwei. He is the inheritor of this cultural heritage. You can see the stilts. The stilts in this place may be common, but in this place the stilts is special. Especially the performance is different from the stilts in other places. There are so many people the signal is weak. So we're trying to come to this place to give you a stronger signal. But we still cannot give you a complete live streaming. But we may go to another place where the signal is stronger, and in this live stream, we also like to lead you to the delicious food and teach you how to make them. About the history of the Inner Mongolia, we have introduced them. You have introduced us the Jokkan Temple, and what other places do you recommend? Hohhot is the capital of the Inner Mongolia, but it is a place that has blended diversified ethnic groups. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Let's watch in this direction. You can see there are many children in this performance. They're aging between 5 to 8. If they're older, it is not appropriate for them to sit on the stilts. Every year they will come to this place for performance, the Naoge performance. They will wear different costumes and perform different roles. It's called Naoge, meaning longevity and better lives. The roles on the upper side and on the downside have special relations. For Naoge in Hohhot, the costumes and the roles are typical of the local places. They are derived from the legend of the locals. Many people perform the plays in the same place. Also, because the actors sit on stilts, it means better lives. So, there are so many plays. There are at least 20 performances. It's a Spring Festival gala in local place, right? You can see that there are so many children in the past temple fairs. It is the first time to let them sit so high. It is warm in these days. In several days ago, the weather is cold. The weather was cold and they was freezing. But now, they're performing like senior actors. So it means that it needs long years of performance. It means that you should take pains to achieve such a performance. Just now you said, the performance of Naoge has a long history. It has a history of 300 years. Just now we said that the city beyond the Great Wall is a town for exchanges. It also has the culture of the exiles. Many migrants arrived at the surrounding places of this city. So in our traditional culture, there are migrant cultures. When we enter into it, we can see the cultures of paper cutting and other items. It's a blend of the nomadic cultures and the prairie cultures and the farming culture. Now I'd also like to introduce the Naoge performance. Naoge is a kind of dialect. Nao means brain. In other places, it is called Taige. In southern part of China, there are also programs like this, especially in Qingshui River. They have invited the performing teams from Shanxi. we can see that the one person there are 3 children, but in Shanxi, 4 persons will act like some platforms, and there are 4 to 5 children will perform. So, Taige or Naoge performances in different local places are different. So in our place, in our local dialect, call it Naoge. The major place for inheritance is in Hohhot. So our group is also called the Naoge group. Because I cannot speak the local dialect, my language cannot express by using dialects. If we can find some local people, can invite them to speak them. It's close to Naoge. The dialects are interesting. Just now you said that the one person will carry 3 to 4 children. So what's the weight? It's about over 200 grams. The steel structure is very heavy. We also think about how can we find a more secure and lighter material to replace the metal structures to support the children. But if we replace them with lighter materials, we cannot ensure safety. That is why we still use the iron or steel to weld the structures. It is still heavy. So, about half of the weight belongs to the structure. It's very heavy. So persons on the downside should be strong. They should not only support the children, they should wobble and shake. They should perform. In this way, the children can be shaken. And the children seem to be dancing or performing. So from this environment, we can see that there are so many such structures. And we can also go to that places to have a look. It's about 200 grams. It means that the persons should be strong. Means that you should have a strong waist. We were just in a rush. We did not see clearly the persons under the structure. He's the inheritor of the autonomous region. He's still an important person. Some children have studied in the elementary school, primary school, and they have to ask for leave. But their children, but their friends, their relatives and parents support them. The performance means good luck. So they support their children in their performances. Another saying is that the people wish for better lives. In big events, the traditional performing items will be presented. Though in big events like Spring Festivals, the first performance is set at the landlord. They have invited the group of Naoge. Do you have any skills in supporting the brain shelf, the brain pavilion? No. The people here are direct. They have skills. They should have skills because it is difficult. It requires very high skills of coordination of your body. We can see that during the performance, if they should have a rest, they still use other skills to have a rest, but the children are still on the top of the pavilion, on the shelf or the structure. Just now, a gentleman is not good at expressing himself. We may find other persons. The temple is still going on. There are so many people here. Just now, when we have talked about the temple fair, can you give us more information about the temple fair? This is the Jokan temple, and this is also the statue of King. This is at the west side of the road. On the east side, there is a small Jokan temple. In the Yuanqu, there are many temple items to be presented, which will be performed until the 15th day of the Lunar New Year. During the costume performance, we can feel more about the Hohhot culture and inner culture of the Mongols. If you are the outsiders of the Inner Mongolia, you may feel acutely the culture, the traditional cultures of the ethnic groups outside the Great Wall. Just now, the Dashengho is the Jin commercial culture. Yes, in this place, there are migrant cultures. Just now we mentioned that back in Han Dynasty, in Xia Dynasty or Shang, this is a city, a town of the merchants and the smiths. You can hear the steps. In another language, you may be easier to understand it. Actually, this town is famous for the logistics, the delivery services. There are camels which bring the resources in the inner land of China to transport them to outside. Actually, this is a commercial delivery service company. It is a kind of delivery service. They use camels to carry large amount of the resources back and forth. Many of the internet businesses do not pay for the delivery services for the Hohhot areas. Actually, if you go through the highway, expressway, there is about 400 kilometers from Beijing to Hohhot. So we cannot understand why the internet businesses do not pay for the delivery services. Greetings. Are you playing 脑格? Can you introduce us some information? You're in flowers, which represent luck. There are over 20 families here. You wrap this kind of flower, wrap it to this place. And on the top of this bundle of flowers, there will be another shelf. This person only carries this one bundle of flowers. How many children have you carried? 2. It is about 85 to 90 kilograms. 2 children, and in total, 110 kilograms. How long have you carried? So I've been in the 脑格 performance in about 26 years. And I'll have a rest after 30 minutes. Can you introduce us to 脑格 performance? There are 3 unique skills of the 脑格 performance. Your small leg, your waist should wobble, your shank should support, and your body should also perform, should wrench. And for a person like me, how long should I learn?
师傅说呀，像我这样的学会，我是不是有天赋啊？
有天赋，你还能。
The person said that the person like me have the talent to perform.
谢谢，谢谢您啦，过年好，过年好。
Thank you.
小朋友，你看这个表演了吗？
没看。
没看到啊。今天跟谁来的？
Have you watched the performance? No. Who do you come with? My mother.
色啊。好，这个
Your mother is still shy.
刚刚他也说到了要有这个3句啊，叫小腿儿小
看起来
Just now, he said there should be three special skills. Your shank should wrench, your waist should perform.
大人脑一脑百病都没了啊，百病都没了。
你看刚才那个大爷啊，也已经脑了20
So
年
good exercise in this lunar Spring Festival will drive away diseases.
您刚刚所提到这个
They're about 60 to 70 years old.
有没有像是年龄上的断档？
I would also like to ask,
实际上
in the
我们说这一项
inheritance of the
啊它既然是一个
intangible cultural heritage,
当中的一个精华，那么
are there
随着这
any
种整个这种生活方式
brain
的改
performance?
变，包括这种城市化的进
Actually, it's the
实际上非遗
essence
文化
with the
确实
changing
在需要我们
lifestyles
去
and
强
with the
调和保护的
urbanization.
这个角度。
The
那么
intangible
可能会有一些
cultural
这种比如
heritage
说村子里的
should
年轻
be
人都出外
protected
打工了，那么
and
就
rescued.
出现了这种这个
There
传
are
统上的断档，
some
也有
kind
这
of
种情况。
situations
但是像
where
老
the
格的
young
话，
people
我感觉至少在边
go
的
to
几个
work
点
in
啊
other
这个老格
places,
这个
and
活动
there
还
are
是
they cannot be
肌肉基础还
inherited.
是非常好的。
好，现在我们又来了一个。
But for the brain for Naoge performance, we have a strong base of the people. I would also like to interview these people.
你们这是表演的
Greetings. Happy New Year.
西游记
What kind of performance do you have? We perform the journey to the west,
因为我们没有进行
and 8 fairies
表演一小段吗？
cross the sea.
人不去了，咱人不去了，
就你们几个帮我们稍微转一转，我们体会好不好？
这可以。
Can you perform for us so that we can let the viewers online to see your performance?
叫双强秧歌吗？
我不是那个冥界员工，先是冥界员工，现在冥界员工失传了，不是？所以今年的话接地气，我不上那个星光梦学秀，那个八仙过海那个，就是我们的。
Is it Shangqiao Younger? Yes. We perform 8 mortals crossing the sea.
现在我带队的，我带队当老的呢。
One of the immortals, Lu Dongbing, is performed by me.
就是我们刚才采访的那一位是咱们脑格队的队长，他起到一个指挥的
Just
作
now,
用，
we
让大家这个
interview
阵势啊
the
这个
head
去
of the
摆布
team
然
of
后我们
Naoge.
这个角色和
He
我们这个
directs the different roles.
先后这个出场的顺序等等哈。那像这位大爷今天扮演的这样
He's also responsible for the order of the roles.
这个庙会这家组委会
Now this gentleman plays the role of the director.
这个导一下，来，我们对给我们的
You may direct the performance. Okay, I will.
可以看到这个老爷爷特别的美啊。
They have excellent performances.
您这是表演的是什么？
It looks nice.
骑毛驴的，就是骑毛驴。
I'm riding on the golden donkey.
会讲一下是吧？是新媳妇儿吧？
孙媳妇，孙媳妇回娘家。
那给我们介绍介绍，就是说是你们当中分别扮演的，您扮演的是新媳妇儿
啊
啊，那这个老爷爷呢？
So what kind of role do you play?
啊，
啊，这个绿衣服的这个，
我在八仙过海里扮的蓝采和。
He's a woman matchmaker.
我是那个韩湘子啊。
I'm performing 蓝采和. I'm performing 韩湘子.
像您这个从事这个大约是这个已经多少年了呀？
我40来年了。我一直搞农村文艺。
I've been performing it for 40 days, 40 years.
你们是哪个这个电视台？我就40来年了。
So, which media are you from? I'm with CCTV.
接地气，接地气把这个八仙过海我给刷了。您今年多大岁数了？小了，77。
How old are you? I'm still young. 77. I'm still healthy. Is it related with your performance? Yes. I have led the 360 teams of this dancing performance. Happy New Year and wish you healthy. Hope to see you next Temple Fair. I'll come to the Temple Fair each year. Happy New Year. I would also like to invite you to introduce the dancing performance.
刚才我们说这个表演类的项目当中，你刚才提到了双强秧歌哈，我们说
When it comes to the performing,
表演的是他所谓的
it is the Yango performing.
参加这个节目的时候，那个他参加他们
It is the folklore Yango.
编排了一个八仙过海。
When he attended the program,
实际上我们说的这个双强
he
秧歌
has
是
devised
地区的一个
8 immortals crossing the sea.
一个村子叫双强村啊，
双强
双强秧歌其实就是从这个村子里面。
And Shangqiao is a village
那么
here.
这个双强秧歌呢又分为
So it comes from this village.
它的这个
There are
它的那个演出形式呢分为这个
there are different types of Yango.
什么意思呢？就是在过去的时候，在村子里面表演秧歌这样的一个这种
In the past, in the village, when you perform Yango, this is a kind of traditional programs, and different people will donate different resources. They'll go to different places to perform. When they come to some household, they will have regular performance. So it is a combination of of the immobility and mobility. This performance is called the old Han Emperor entering the Beijing.
这个进京上，那么我们刚才在这个双强秧歌的这个表演队伍当中，也看到了这个传统的剧目。这个剧目也是咱们双强秧歌当中最。
Just now we have seen the traditional performances of Nohachi. Just now we mentioned the old emperor of Han, and he's the story of. It is the story of Nohachi. They ride on a bamboo horse. It is the opera of the bamboo opera and bamboo horse. It means that we use the bamboo to represent horses, but out beyond the Great Wall, the bamboo camels replace the bamboo horses. It means that in a special period and special place, this kind of combination and involvement have enabled the new performances and new specialties. So it is the essence of the traditional culture, and also they should adapt according to the local places. Be the bamboo horses or bamboo camels. It is just different symbols in local places. So for protecting the intangible cultural heritage, it is to protect the diversity of the cultures. So be it Yango or Naoge or paper cutting or various kind of traditional items. In different places across China and around the world, there are different kinds of involvement. But why should we protect them? Because in different phases, in different historical period, and among different peoples, there are diversity, and protect the diversity is to preserve the traditional culture. So we just want to let them be diversified, to protect the diversified culture. Let's see what else can we introduce. We just come to and fro several times. We might as well go for another time. We might as well have another walk. The Zhoukan Temple has been held for about 11 times. There are about 50 to 60,000 people in the day before the first day of the Chinese Lunar New Year. At the entrance of the Zhoukan Temple, there is a kind of rectangular teams queuing up. You should queue for about 2 hours until you enter. But in the day before the Chinese Lunar New Year, it is free for the viewers to come. And the lamas will chant. But in cities like Hohhot, 50,000 to 60,000 people is a very good number, because across Hohhot, the population is about 3 million. The temple fairs and also other performances are traditional items of the Hohhot. Just now, we come to the core areas of the performance. Also, I'd like to introduce a Dongcang of the Zhoukan. Then we have the Zhoukan Temple, and then we have the Zhoukan Temple. Dongcang is in this place in ancient times. Dongcang and Xicang are the two wings of the Zhoukan temples. There are two temples. Dongcang was called the Zhang Temple. Later, it went bankrupt. It was broken. Between the Dongcang and Dazhao, there was a small lane. There are persons playing tricks. They are also selling some desserts. So it mimics the heydays of the 400 years of the time in 400 years ago. It is famous. It is a famous cuisine. The dining method is also special. It's time for lunch, so we just let you to have a look at the lunch. It is called cha kang. It's a special cuisine. It seems that the cha in Chinese it is called tea, but actually it is a kind of solid food. It is a dessert. You may have a taste. Can you show us? No problem. How to practice? Put some boiled water and put some cool water to make the temperature mild. and then and carry and put the dowel into it. Inject boiled water. So, how long have you been selling this? For 30 years. Then some cool water. Some cool water. What's this? It's the millet flour. When you stir it completely, you can use the spoon. It is for breakfast. You can also use it for snacks. Then is it done? Yes, indeed, it's done. 3 persons? No, we just have a taste. Have another one. We're live streaming now. You can watch our program on your cell phone. I'm from the Hohhot. Do you try it yourself? Just have 2 bowls. It's enough. They are very hospitable. So it has formed a paste. It is a criteria to measure whether it is good or not. If the paste can be kept in the bowl when you turn it upside down, it means that the paste is good and the whole procedures have done. I want to show it to the viewers online. Well, indeed. Because you are the guest, you taste it the first. It's a kind of cuisine program. It tastes good. Can I have another taste? Don't rush. It's very glutinous. If you taste the sugar, it is sweet. If you have tasted other nuts, and you can smell the fragrance. It tastes delicious.
但是我们说这个呼市
It is not being incorporated into the intangible cultural heritage.
回民区是
We are in the
咱们
Yuquan
的
area.
美食圣地，除了这个茶汤
Another
之外
place
非常多很
is
多
the
的这个
Hui ethnic
回族
groups
这种
area.
小吃对，被子也是咱们回
There are
族的
a variety of
而且
the
是咱们
snacks from the Hui
可以
ethnic
跟这个
group.
烧麦
Beizi is also famous,
这是相媲美的一个咱们当地
and
的
also 烧麦.
包括像西果羹也是一个非常好的那个这个饮品，非常
Also, the 西果羹 is a very famous drink.
啊，不了。对，像这一碗能卖多少钱呢？10块。
So what is the price for one bao? 10 yuan. I sell it in the Xiaozhao area, but today it is the temple fair, so we sell it here. We've been engaged in the business for over 30 years.
街面上不让摆活了，我就在家里头待着。
After the resurrection and reconstruction of the old areas, we'll make the cuisines in our houses.
这个是油茶，就是这个，这茶汤这个，
So
西果根的没有，是那个。
this is the oil tea.
还有一种果汁啊。这样我再吃一口，因为我们节目还在继续。
Let me have another taste,
我一会儿回来。
because our program still continues. I'll come back.
来给我们。
You can leave after you have finished the bowl.
啊，好嘞。
Okay,
哎，
our photographer will have a taste.
我们这个摄像了，来，我给你拿着。
Our photographer our cameraman has the largest amount of labor.
好吃，非常好吃。100分的话打多少分？100分。
It's delicious.
那个师傅还是
100
节目还得继续啊。
100 score.
放在这儿，好吧？谢谢您。哎，好嘞，谢谢。给你们拜年啦，拜年了。好，咱继续再往前走。
Happy New Year.
刚所说的剪纸啊，剪纸这门手艺。
Just now we mentioned the paper cutting. Let's go and have a look.
还是继续。你好，给你拜年，过年好。
Greetings. I'm a journalist. Happy New Year. The paper cutting business is hers. I'm the inheritor.
这个要是剪的话，一天只能剪一小
So,
瓶。
how long have you spent?
习惯了。
One work should spend. You should spend 1 day for
是啊，我
1 week. 1 day to finish a work.
我一直这么多年就没忍下。
From 50 to 55 or 56. From 15, when I was 15 and 16, I began to cutting this paper. Especially now, the children started to forget this skill, so we began to have this small scriptures.
就是多种颜色的套色剪纸吧。这个是因为很多的孩子现在对感情啊各方。
It is a set of paper cutting.
就是年年有余嘛，渔船，那就是同舟共济。这个我做了2款。
This work is called weathering the hard times together.
但是这个吧，就还另外的做了一个孩子们不是逛庙会嘛，这是拿纸做的虫的这个面具，这个就是一款一个色。
This is the mask for males.
这个是多面的，就仿苏绣的那种的。这面是从传统的结饰，这面是。
This is multifaceted.
做的啊。
we all use paper to make them. So the tradition evolves with the progress of the times. I can perform at site. I brought my Caesar. Then the inheritor may perform the paper cutting.
它跟这个物质文化遗产的一个最大的区别就是贝邑它是一个活态的传承，所以我们这个传承人呢，是我们整个贝邑这个保护当中
The intangible cultural heritage should have the inheritors, so the inheritors is at the core of our protection.
所以我们现在做这样的展示，全部都是依托于
Because the persons are the only carriers for them to carry on.
老百姓之间的这种互动和传习，都是
So the performances of the inheritors are very important.
是，这是我解下一半的那个凤穿牡丹嘛，解下一半的，这就我给你们当时解一下，就像一般的吧，现在不会解。
This is the peony I have made.
压好了，压的，然后拿剪刀。
You should make the draft. Then you should nail it. Afterwards, it is the editing work. I have over 30 years of experience of paper cutting. The skills are passed down from older generations. This kind of skills is good for your eyes. When I was 50, I'm still 50. My eyes are still good. So what kind of processes should we have? In order to copy it, should we use the smoke? For example, we should use the smoke, the kerosene smoke, to make the pattern onto the white paper. So the traditional paper cuttings, in traditional paper cuttings, we all use the papers. We should use the most ordinary tools in our daily lives. Do you have a finished work? I have. Let's take them to a place where the light can show us clearly. I have cut 18 dragons. I have spent about half a month. The tradition is passed from the ancient generations. There are 5 colors, a dragon of 5 colors. In the middle of it is a green dragon. Also, we can make the pattern according to the traditional Chinese philosophy. These are different works.
在生活中遥远了，所以人们也
With the progress of times, in our daily lives, some patterns have been far away from us.
回忆过去的时光，还是愿意把这个手工业传下去。
But when we recollect the past times, we want to pass down the skills of the paper cutting from generation to generation. That is why I bring the children and my grandsons and my students to use the paper, to use the scissors to cut them.
是，尤其我奶奶那会儿，我们家3个姑娘，我是老二，姐姐跟妹妹都那是。
Especially, I am the second oldest child of my family.
愿意让不下做，特别怀念那会儿，因为村里面嘛，有半夜不睡觉，从南从北的取这些样。现在时代发展了，人们的时间节奏快了，但是呢。
With the progress of times, the rhythm of life has become faster. The works are carriers of our dreams and hopes. Especially when we convene the 19th Parties Congress, we have been benefited from this Congress. I would like to thank our Communist Party, and I believe our intangible cultural heritage will become better. Okay, Happy New Year. Okay, let's go forward. This is an intangible cultural heritage. The micro mimicking articraft. They're all the tools and the daily scenes of the nomadic tribes. There's so many wagons and plows. Here we can see the blend of multiple cultures. What's this? Do you know this? Can you have a guess? It is used to make yogurt. In the past, the children should go outside for war, for play. And this kind of carrier can make the fermenting quick. There are multiple ways to make the yogurt in the prairie. It seems like plow, but it is used to collect the wastes of the cow. The ordinary people use the fireworks. After we have the co-op, especially after reform and opening up, we use straws. We also burn straws. In villages, we burn the straws, but in the nomadic tribes areas, we burn the wastes. The wastes of the cows are kind of firework. The wastes of the cows are the most natural and environmental friendly materials of fireworks. Later, when we have the natural gas and coal, our lives become better. So, this small thing has shown us the changes brought by reform and opening up in the past 40 years. In the farming areas and tribal areas, our means of production have changed. These become antiqued. So, as a person from the Mongols, I should inherit them so that our future generations and society realize that the nomadic tribes use these tools and devices in their daily lives. So there are different practices in different cultures. This is to show our daily life scenes in the past. Okay, let's go forward. In other places like Beijing, it is not common. Yes, indeed. The Tang painting is an item in the Inner Mongolia Autonomous Region. And Miss Jiang Guoyun, the 人面年龄和灵, is a kind of statue. She is the inheritor of this. It's her works. Can you show us one? Is it convenient to show us that one? What's this? What's the meaning of it? It means to have children earlier. So, it's male and a female. This is the female. So, their gestures are different, which shows female and male. The reproduction worship is a kind of wishes for more children. This symbol is used for extending good wishes. In traditional Chinese culture, we have the requirement and the rules of dining. It's a kind of manifestation of better lives, of people's wishes for better lives. La Yang Pier, do you have an impression on this? It is the scene closest to that time.
书的一个人，当时可能因为他比较穷困潦倒，他叫穷王，有一个外号叫穷王。
There was a storyteller at that time. He was very poor, but the place where he told stories was fixed. The stories are excellent. Of course, now we cannot see him, but this is a necessity of the performance. I remember in 骆驼祥子, it's a TV series, the Hu Niu, and 骆驼祥子, hand in hand, they cross the overpass. They went to the temple fair in Beijing. Can we see this 洋片儿? Can we see them? Yes. Very few people view this. You come from Beijing. My work is not finished in Beijing. But I came here in early days. The Western film shows is just a kind of style of art. It belongs to the talk show, and it's the street culture. When I come to Hohhot, I have uploaded 2 stories. The one is Journey to the West. The other story is the leading role in the Journey to the West. That is the Monkey King. In different holidays, we can upload different films. For instance, in the National Celebration Day, we can upload the films which is praising for our country. So what's this? It has a long history, about 800 years. We should keep up with the times. Then it becomes antiqued. For 30 or 40 years, we do not. This kind of performance is not performed. But when we bring it out, for those who are over 60, they recognize them. So can you show us? Then we'll have a public performance. You may enter. You can have a look what's inside. First, we have a warm applause. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your applauding. We may begin now. The rarity show is favored by peoples. First, I would like to wish you realize all your dreams in the new year. Okay, I will perform. The old gentleman is still chanting, and because time is limited, we're about to come to the end of this live streaming and wish you have a happy new year and wish you good luck.